Pistons fans, what's going on, man? It's your boy King. Let's talk about the last two games, man. It was a back-to-back, so I didn't drop no content yesterday. But we're going to talk about both games today. Obviously, yesterday's story was the almost triple-double from Sadiq Bey. Played very, very well yesterday. I wish he was able to get what he needed to get that triple-double, man. But, today you look at Sadiq Bey and, he's one of the fastest five players to get to 300 3-pointers in his career. So, like I said, congratulations to him for making that history, being one of those five fastest players to get there. Um, but he's definitely been working hard, man. And, like I said, with Jeremy Grant back, he definitely is not taking those steps back because the ball is just not sticking with Jeremy Grant like we seen in the beginning of the season. Tried to explain that before he came back. A lot of people feel like he killed the flow of the offense. Well, it was simply because the Pistons just could not knock down shots. This game in the first half is what the Pistons looked like in the beginning of the season. Obviously, one of our lowest scoring first half since 2019. So, yeah, just couldn't get it going, man. Couldn't get it going. Yesterday and today, both we played two teams that look like they are, used to each other. They have that chemistry. They are, pushing for playoff position and things like that. We look like a team that still don't have the chemistry. We don't. We got guys out there that don't know where to find certain people, or like I said, with all the situations that's been going on with this team, you can just tell. You can just tell, man. The Pistons, they don't know where to set each other up and things like that. You look at the tail of the point guards when you got Corey Joseph starting and you got Killian Hayes off the bench. Corey Joseph's not a guy that's going to get you a bunch of assists. He's not going to make those laser passes to you. He's not going to do those things. But for what it's worth, I understand the situation. So, keeping Killian where he's at is actually something that I totally agree with. I want him to get more and more comfortable, and we've seen that today. He actually did a pretty decent job attacking the basket today. So, didn't have a great first half. Nobody did. The entire team in the first half, nobody scored double digits. Our lead scorers in the first half both had 5 points. So, yeah, it was that bad, man. We scored 16 and 15 in the first two quarters, man. So, and it just was bad. Bad first half basketball. But last night we just couldn't handle, what I'm saying, the Timberwolves either, man. They was able to attack constantly, just like we just seen from Boston today. They watching Williams today from Boston is pretty much what I wish, Isaiah Stewart was athletically. Isaiah Stewart, he's the same height, but he doesn't have that athleticism where he can toss those lobs like they were doing to Williams tonight. He was able to run the pick and roll with them beautifully. This is the pick and roll I wish the Pistons had. Obviously, we got the trade deadline coming up on the 10th. We'll talk about that in this, the later half of this video. But we just need that. We need that bad because it helps everybody out, especially the guards. As you seen today, it was hard for guards to get any. Those guys was blocking shots. It was hard for our guards to get to the basket, man, and do anything tonight. It's simply because, like I said before, man, they're able to commit. They're able to commit to our guards and stop them from doing that. So, like I said, man, we'll see what happens with this trade deadline. But anyway, first half, absolutely terrible. Second half, much, much better. 25 points in the third quarter, and we gave 37 in the fourth quarter. So, got to give credit where credit is due in that second half. Sadiq Bey, for what it was worth, Diallo, Killian Hayes, didn't, like I said, first half didn't play well. Only played 24 minutes tonight, but didn't play well first half, but ended 5 for 11 from the field. 11 points, 5 and 5 with 2 blocks, man. So, like I said, even with 5 fouls, Dwayne Casey, left him out there, which I really, really appreciated from Dwayne Casey. He left him out there and allowed him a time to try to get himself in rhythm. He shot an air ball from 3, but that didn't make him shy away from it because he knocked down a 3 in the big moment where the Pistons semi had a chance to make it more interesting. But he was able to attack the basket, a little bit tonight. So, and Sadiq Bey, man, like I said, for him being one of those guys to make history and get to the 300 3-pointers that fast. It's just it attests to his hard work that he's put in, man. But able to get to the free throw line 6 times tonight, ended with 21 points. Didn't shoot the greatest, 6 for 17 from the field, but he was 4 for 7 from 3 though. So not a lot of rebounds, but yeah, like I said, the game was pretty much all over the place. Isaiah Stewart to me tonight. For what he did do, 17 boards, 17 rebounds. I've had people to message me on Twitter to comment on some of my videos and say that Isaiah Stewart, cannot rebound the basketball. I think it's a little bit more to that situation. You know what I'm saying? But tonight, 8 offensive rebounds, 9 defensive rebounds from Isaiah Stewart. So wish he just did a little bit more in the scoring department. That would have helped out a lot tonight, man. But like I said, the entire team was struggling. So, it becomes contagious, man. Even Frank Jackson had a bad game offensively. So, yeah, I had tweeted out an image of the first half, and everybody was terrible. You know what I'm saying? So, at least they were terrible as a team. But let's talk about this trade situation. A lot of bullcrap rumors out there. One came with Julius Randle that turned out to be absolute garbage. You're seeing some of these other old names start to pop up. You're seeing the Kings starting to come back around. Even the Kings and the 76ers. Like I said, it's just people just begging for something to put out there. So some of these guys putting out these reports is just putting stuff out there. When you really start doing some digging and you look for sources, it's garbage, man. It's garbage. But as far as the Pistons go, I'm starting to lean towards believing that Jeremy Grant just might not be moved. I honestly do. Like I said, I don't think Troy Weaver is going to go for the bullcrap. He's not going to make a move unless it's something that's absolutely worth it. And these teams, like I said, it's going to be very telling next week. The beginning of next week is going to be very telling on if these teams are willing to lower those standards, because the Kings were supposedly had pulled out of the the sweepstakes for I believe it was Ben Simmons because of the asking price. It was just outrageous. It was outrageous. So I can't put my finger on what the Pistons plan to do. I honestly do believe we just may make some pedestrian moves. I don't think we're going to make a big time move. But if we do, that would be, fine and dandy. Even this little thing with, Cade Cunningham's trainer. Ashton went to Twitter, put out a bunch of tweets. He was definitely lit on Twitter today. But, some of the things he was saying, the Pistons, they're going to be back in the playoffs next season after they, one of the things he said is mark February 11th on your calendar. Then he retweeted Miles Bridges' tweet. Miles Bridges' tweet said God's timing, and he retweeted that, and he also retweeted a blatant message that just said, that Bridges is the guy. He was talking about people chanting in the crowd, Miles Bridges and things like that. So, yeah, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Those dudes are close. Obviously, him and Cade Cunningham. Whether something leaked to him that we don't know, I don't know. I want to see what he's talking about for February 11th, just like everybody else. But it is what it is, man. And like I said, I truly believe last game, not tonight, but last game, was like a little display for the trade market. Because, like I said, that starting lineup from the beginning just didn't even make sense. You started Magruder over Diallo. That was just absolutely ridiculous. So, yeah, I believe Diallo is safe. I don't want to say anyone's safe, but I believe, Diallo has definitely earned his stripes. The thing with Troy Weaver is, yeah, he's not afraid to make a move, obviously, but he believes in his guys, and Diallo is his guy. That's why, when I see guys, we should maybe trade Diallo or put, Killian in the trade, which I still don't understand that. I don't think nobody wants to trade for Killian right now. Killian was Troy Weaver's first pick. And Troy Weaver, I don't think he wants to put that image out there like, okay, my first pick was a failure at pick number 7. I think he's going to give Killian his just due and give him his opportunity and time to develop. But guys like Josh Jackson, Frank Jackson, Magruder, Corey Joseph, Kelly Olynyk, those are some of the names where, it just may be a possible trade situation. Say if a team wants, one of those guys and maybe another pick to bring in somebody that's less of a name, where that might help the Pistons. Will he jump on that? I'm not sure. But as far as the Jeremy Grant saga go, I'm not sure with that either. You know what I'm saying? I know Jeremy Grant made it known a couple of times that he wants to be here. If Jeremy Grant can accept the role that I've been seeing, where he's a guy that can get his shots without just being a guy that has to have the ball in his hands all the time, I'm all good with that. I'm all good with extended Jeremy Grant. He can really be a really good asset to your team, especially on that type of contract that he's asking for. I have no problem with it. But he just has to understand that Cade is the guy right now. And if we go into the draft, we may potentially bring another guy that may demand a basketball. We don't know. But I believe Jeremy Grant is not a selfish guy. Yeah, he came here to prove that he can take on the role and be, a go-to guy. But I think Jeremy Grant is, definitely bought into what Troy Weaver was saying. And I think he truly wants to be here like he said he do. So, like I said, it has to be a move that's just undeniable for Troy Weaver to pull that trigger. Or, Troy Weaver just, if he's not a part of the future, then Troy Weaver just may pull that trigger anyway. Only thing I'm saying is don't let Jeremy Grant walk for nothing. But also at the same time, don't accept anything for Jeremy Grant. Like I said, we should hands down win the trade and not have to give away much in the trade. We're supposed to be the ones on the top side of the trade. Don't be the typical Pistons and be on the bottom side of the trade where you got to give up things. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna see some bullshit rumors out there with Sadiq Bey and things like that. Listen, the Pistons trade Sadiq Bey, I'm done with him. I'm telling you right now, I am done. I am so done because that goes against everything that we've been, this roadmap that you put together, everything you've been saying, what you want to be. It goes against that because this guy can give you points, rebounding, defense, and assist at times. So, rising stars, all rookie, fastest of 300 3-pointers. Why would you trade him? It makes no sense. I don't care how many of you 2K players on here say, oh, you trade him, trade anybody. It's that. Shut up. You don't trade Sadiq Bey. And if they trade Sadiq Bey, I'm telling y'all, I'm done. I'm talking about other teams. I'm telling y'all now. So, him and Cade Cunningham, two people that you leave alone. You don't touch those two. You really don't. But anybody else, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. So don't just go throwing the guys away. Don't throw guys away for no reason. And also, as long as we don't go out here and make trades where it's just going to help us win a couple of more games this season. You know what I'm saying? Don't just trade just to trade. So, anyway, don't want to make this a whole video about that. Trade deadline is definitely going to be fun, though. So, we will be following that next week. And you already know if anything happens, you already know I'm going to try to be the first one to get it out to you. Shout out to my boy. Shout out to my boy Joe Polo, man. He be on it. He be on it, man. Young fella be on it, man. Shout out to them, to anybody that's doing this Pistons thing out here, man. But with that said, you hear my kids. I got some stuff to do still, so let me get my behind off of here, and I'll see you guys Sunday, man, in the pregame chat. So. With that said, enjoy your night. Peace.